Welcome to Technically You, the podcast that helps you stay ahead of the threats hiding behind the tech you trust.
And today we're cracking open one of the most dangerous and misunderstood cybersecurity threats, the zero-day vulnerability.
It sounds like science fiction, a hole in software no one knows about. Not the vendor, not the user, except the hacker exploiting it. And by the time it's discovered, it's already too late. Okay, let's start with what is a zero-day vulnerability?
A zero-day vulnerability is a flaw in software or hardware that is unknown to the vendor, meaning it has 0 days of defense before attackers exploit it.
If that vulnerability is exploited before it's discovered or patched, it becomes a zero-day exploit. And these are highly sought after by cybercriminals, nation-states, and yes, even bug bounty hunters.
In short, it's a digital ambush.
Right, and here's the scary part. 0 days often go undetected until after they've been used in the wild.
Detection usually comes from security researchers analyzing unusual behavior, threat intel teams spotting exploits in use, honeypots catching suspicious traffic, reverse engineering malware samples, and dark web marketplaces listing zero-day toolkits for sale.
And once discovered, the race is on. Patch the hole before it spreads. So how dangerous are 0 days?
Extremely. 0 days are like the nuclear weapons of the cyber world. They're stealthy, unpredictable, and often used in advanced persistent threats, APTS, state-sponsored attacks, ransomware campaigns, surveillance and espionage.
They bypass antivirus, firewalls, and behavioral detection tools because nothing has ever seen them before.
In some cases, they've been weaponized against entire industries or governments. And the fallout isn't just digital, it's economic, political, and personal.
Let's talk about some of the worst real-world zero-day attacks. Stuxnet, 2010. A worm targeting Iranian nuclear facilities. Exploited 4 separate 0 days in Windows. Believed to be developed by US and Israeli intelligence. First known cyber weapon to cause physical destruction. EternalBlue, 2017. Exploited a 0-day in Microsoft SMB protocol. Leaked by the shadow brokers linked to the NSA. Used in WannaCry and NotPetya ransomware. Caused billions in global damage. Pegasus spyware, 2016 to 2021. Used 0-day exploits to infiltrate iPhones and Androids. Enabled full surveillance. Microphone, camera, texts, calls. Sold to governments for tracking activists and journalists. Now, can you cover what is the impact on businesses and the economy?
Sure, zero-day attacks can shut down critical operations, exfiltrate confidential data, destroy brand trust overnight, trigger lawsuits, compliance violations, and stock drops.
For example, Equifax's 2017 breach was caused by an unpatched vulnerability. Not a true 0-day, but it shows how delay equals disaster.
The economic cost? Some reports estimate that zero-day attacks cost businesses over $25 billion per year globally.
Wow. Once a 0-day is discovered, the software vendor releases a security patch, a code update that fixes the vulnerability.
But patches are only effective if you apply them. Delayed patching leaves your system exposed, even after the fix exists.
That's why, listeners, patch management is one of the pillars of good cybersecurity hygiene.
Do you know that every time a vulnerability is discovered, it's assigned a CVE, Common Vulnerabilities and Exposures, ID?
Yes, this global database, managed by MITRE Corporation, tracks details about each vulnerability, severity, affected systems, remediation steps.
For example, remember CVE 2021-44228, aka Log4 Shell, a critical 0-day in Apache Log4j that impacted millions of systems worldwide.
CVE tracking allows security teams to prioritize their patching based on severity scores, like CVSS, the Common Vulnerability Scoring System.
You can't prevent every 0-day, but you can reduce your attack surface. Here's how. Enable automated patch management. Use EDR by XDR solutions with behavioral analysis. Subscribe to threat intel feeds. Monitor logs for unusual activity. Limit administrative access and privilege escalation. Backup data regularly. Zero trust architecture principles.
And remember, when a major zero-day hits the news, don't panic. Patch. Any final thoughts?
0 days are the cyber threats you never see coming until they've already done damage. But with smart policies, fast patching, and the right monitoring tools, you can stay one step ahead.
Thanks for listening to Technically You. Be sure to subscribe and join us next week as we uncover more tech truths worth sharing with our listeners. And as always, stay patches, stay protected, and stay curious.